would you like to get your brand and an advert for it gently teased into the earphones of 100,000 highly engaged listeners, both within this show and promoting our partnership across Acast's other hit podcasts? Well, you can. We will even get creative and make the ad for you. Contact us through producerpool.co.uk and we will tell you all about the available sponsorship offers.
Today on Fantasy 5, it's DC heroes versus Greek mythology. This is the podcast where we, the Noise Next Door, create and debate five-a-side football teams using characters from fiction, history, and real life. And today, we're not doing it alone. We will be joined in the studio by comedian and actor Tez Illays. We will see these teams battle it out later on in the episode, and one will be crowned victorious. My name's Tom, I'm your host for today, and I'm joined by Matt. Hey Matt, how's it going?
Pretty good. I'm looking forward to providing some criticism and insight on the manager's lineups and judging Tez on his choices.
Indeed, we will judge everybody. We are joined by two managers. We've given you a bit of a hint on who one of them is. It is Mr. Tez Illays.
Woohoo! Thank you for having me. Whoop, whoop, ready to kick some butt.
Indeed, and Tez...
And footballs.
Oh, he knows the game, guys. He knows the game. This is worrying. What's your team today? Who are you in control of?
I'm in control of DC Legends, mate.
DC, I like that. You've named them DC Legends just to up it another step. Excellent.
But literally the Justice League.
Yeah.
FC Justice League.
Are you a big DC Comics fan?
I am. I'm a fan of DC over Marvel.
Well, we'll have to have that discussion another time, Tez. But how about football? How's your football knowledge?
Oh, even better. I mean, my DC knowledge comes from watching TikTok videos, but my football knowledge comes from actually being a fan of football.
So you're probably one of our most qualified guests today, actually. We had Jim Campbell a few weeks back, and he was pretty knowledgeable as well. But you're up against Robin today. Robin, you like football, right?
Well, it's interesting that Tez is going for the technique of knowing stuff about his subject matter and about football. I've gone the exact opposite route, and I know quite literally fuck all about either. So it's going to be a really good fair match, I think. I like that I ended up as the special guest there. We said Tez was in it early on, and nobody knew if it was going to be me or Sam, and disappointed is all round now that I've started speaking.
Everyone's very sad. Well... A quick spoiler warning as we move on into the bulk of the episode. There could be spoilers here for the world of DC Legends or indeed Greek mythology. If you're getting spoilers for Greek mythology, there's been enough time to catch up, frankly. Yeah. You don't want to know. You have been warned. That was the spoiler warning. Please head to iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a follow, give us a review for Fantasy 5. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear those Fantasy Fives. So we are going to begin with Tez. Tez, let us know. Let us know your team. Let us know your picks. Talk us through your selection process. DC Heroes.
Just go through the whole thing, yeah? So,
yeah, I mean, we'll chip in here and there when you need to be told you're wrong. But yeah, go for it.
Well, I've gone for a very strong lineup. I'm not messing about here. I've gone for the Justice League, the top lads and lasses. In goal, gone the Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern in goal. Why the Green Lantern in goal?
He's only limited by his imagination. If you've ever seen the Green Lantern, you'll know he's just good at making things. He'll be wearing his ring, so he can literally just manifest a wall or Jose Mourinho's bus and park it in front of the goal. Nothing is getting through that. It's the Justice League primary weapon. He just put the green wall in front of the goal. That's it. Clean sheet, at least. Now it's just up to everyone else to score a goal.
I mean, the ability to build an actual wall is quite significant, you've got to admit. I mean, are you worried about potentially them being able to knock through this green wall? Is it how strong is a green wall?
I mean, it's very, very strong. But if the dude knocked through it, he can just very, very quickly build another one. Like within, like instantly. Just like, okay, cool, boom, another one.
It's like as quick as he can think of a thing, it's there.
Yeah.
Wow, he has to really keep his mind focused on the game and pure, doesn't he?
This lad's got one job.
Yeah, walls.
And I've obviously gone John Stewart, not Hal Jordan, because
obviously,
yeah.
So your goalie's one job. One job is just building walls. That's it. Presumably, then doesn't even really need to be in goal.
You could literally phone it in.
Yeah. Wow.
Just sat on the subs bench, just sort of pointing vaguely at the goal.
Just lying down, just going, yeah, is the wall there? Is the wall there? Is the wall there? The wall's not there. Okay, is the wall there? Is the wall there? Is the wall there?
That's good. You don't get any injuries if you just sat on your butt.
Yeah, like in football when people do a no-look pass.
Sure.
Yeah.
He could just do like a no-look being in goal the whole 90 minutes.
Got to be honest, it's a very strong start. Also, like, if for some reason this wall tactic wasn't working, he can, like, fly and stuff as well, can't he?
Oh, he can fly. He's very agile. He's a great fighter as well. It's just that, yeah, he'd be great. He can get to the top corner. He's very, very fast. And so if the wall was to, for whatever fail, I don't know what is in Robin's arsenal. I don't know what he's got in his team, who he's got in his team to combat the Green Lantern wall. He's very agile. I also back him just to be a very good goalkeeper regardless.
I know a little bit about Green Lantern, and I should point out a potential weakness. Isn't his weakness the colour yellow?
What?
Isn't that a thing?
No. His weakness is when his ring gets taken off.
I thought there was something about he couldn't affect yellow stuff.
He might not like the colour yellow, but... he can still, it's not going to debilitate him.
Just a quick second while I just decide what my kit colours are going to be.
Right.
Hang on.
I thought there was some weird thing about yellow. Or there's like a yellow ring that's like the perfect thing.
There is a yellow ring, yeah.
Right. This is misremembered childhood comic reading from me here.
Yeah.
But a bloody good start, I think.
Thank you.
Who's your second pick?
One man defense.
Just one. That's all you need.
One man defense, because you'll see when I say my midfield, it makes sense. But one man defense, we've got Aquaman.
Okay.
Who can literally call on the oceans to help defend him and us. And also just create a big tidal wave that can A, block the ball, and B, push the ball forward. So it can work dual purpose.
That's smart.
The moisture out of the grass, you can just use it to propel the ball forward and then put the moisture back in the water once it's used.
That's good. He doesn't need to be only ever playing in games that are near an ocean. He can get moisture from whatever's around, the water cooler.
And if he's playing in Northern England, Manchester, he'll be fine for, he'll have infinite amount of water.
You are the home team today, Tez, so you can actually put the stadium wherever you want. So if you want a nice sort of beachside, pitch, that's yours to decide.
I'll put it in Blackburn, mate. we've got a canal that runs by Ewood Park. I think we'll be good.
This is a real pattern, because when Jim Campbell was on the other week, his stadium was like 2 minutes walk from his house. So is this a thing? This is just, we're not going to go far. We're going to say home stadium. I mean, like back garden level.
Yeah, the Blackburn Rovers used to play on this street that I live on, but they moved like 100 years ago. But their first ever stadium was here down the road. Literally.
You must have a massive house. I like the idea that your house is the Blackburn Rovers.
Oh no, it's a terraced house.
Okay.
I mean, Tez is doing well, but not that well, guys. Come on.
I live with my mum, guys. Come on.
So Aquaman, obviously the power of water as well. Do you think his ability to communicate with fish is going to be useful at all in football terms?
Yeah. I mean, for God's sake, don't press me on that, lads. But yeah. I'm gonna say yes.
You never know where the press conferences are going to take place.
We don't know
an aquarium.
We don't know what other teams had for lunch.
Oh.
It's a good point. And listen, famous Greek diet, quite heavy in fish.
Zombie fish coming out of their mouths and that.
Oh God,
eating them from the inside out. Come on, James. One was going to make the trench. That was all about those monsters in the deep. So Just saying.
I mean, yeah.
Zombie fish eating Zeus from the inside out, a bucket.
I didn't expect zombie fish to be a part of this so early on, but here we are. I mean, obviously, and he's strong and he's quick.
Yeah, it's got all that going on as well. He's got his trident as well. So if the ball's going towards net, he can just literally throw the trident at it.
I like that, at the ball, not at the opposition, because obviously that's a foul.
Yeah, but you can't foul the ball. It's good thinking.
I don't think who's reffing this.
Well, Matt will be the ref today if there are any kind of rule discrepancies. But so far, I think that it all seems pretty above board, Matt. You happy?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no rules against fouling the ball. If you throw a trident at a ball, that's absolutely fine. If you throw a trident at a person and it impales them, you can do that, but it's not allowed.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Physically, you can do it.
Yeah,
right, sure. But the rule is,
if someone threw a football boot at a player on the pitch, that would be a foul. So you've got to assume that throwing a trident is the same problem.
Exactly. They can throw a football boot. Yeah. I don't ever tell anyone don't believe in your dreams, but you're not allowed to.
All right, yeah. I mean, Aquaman seems like a Again, a very solid pick. The thing is, here you're picking from heroes, aren't you? Like superheroes, so they've all got pretty super situations.
Yeah. I didn't go for Lex Luthor.
No. Have you gone for an all-hero team?
I have.
Wise.
Synergy there is going to be
Synergy's
nice.
important.
Also, the
Chemistry.
team, Tom, is the DC heroes. That's what we asked Tez to do. So,
Well, then that'll
behaved.
certainly add to the reasons he's
Well,
done.
depending on what comic book you're reading, in the Flashpoint Paradox, Lex Luthor was fighting for us
Oh, really?
in the big Atlantean Amazonian war that decimated the entire Earth.
wow.
And then, of course, Flash had to run back in time to reset everything. Guys, you know the story.
We know it.
Yeah, you know it. So, midfield, guys, you want to hear that?
Yeah, please.
Two powerhouses, guys. I'm almost embarrassed to say who I've got in my midfield. It's 5 sides. We need box-to-box midfielders.
Yeah.
And I think with their stamina and speed, it's not going to be a problem. I've gone Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
Superman.
Ooh.
Well, shit. That's the name I didn't want to hear on this team. Of course it was going to be there, but it was always a worry.
Box-to-box midfielders, just sweeping up anything, attacking. They're just the best all-rounders in comic book history anyway. So yeah, we just gone Wonder Woman.
Certainly powerful,
Wonder Woman,
aren't
Superman.
they? Yeah, it's hard to give reasons why, unless there's a secret part of Greek mythology where bloody Hades has a kryptonite handbag. I don't know how we're going to compete against Superman here. He's bloody Superman, isn't he? Has he got any other weaknesses? or is it literally just kryptonite?
Wonder Woman took down Ares, the god of war, herself.
I mean, that's a good argument.
Experience with godlike people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's half god.
Yeah. So she knows how they think.
Yeah, exactly.
Get into their mind.
Is it Zeus her dad or something? So,
Is Zeus? I mean, you could have loyalty issues if Zeus is her dad.
Oh, she don't like him.
Doesn't seem like the best father figure.
He was a philanderer, so she's not lying to him.
I mean, I'm assuming Zeus is going to make Robin's team, but then historically, Robin does make very poor choices, so we'll see. Wonder Woman's got quite a lot of kit as well, doesn't she? She's got the whip and stuff, and sword and shield.
Yep, and she's got that. So she can do that. If they're attacking, she can do that thing with her bracelets that propel them back.
Oh yes, like an energy repulsion bracelet. Clink.
Yeah.
And the whip. Is it a lasso of truth? Right?
Lasso of truth. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to come in handy. She could maybe ask the ball whose side it's on.
Sure. I say, if anyone doesn't know, that she ties someone with a lasso and they have to speak the truth. So yeah, you can get the truth out of the ball.
Oh, she could lasso Robin, the coach for the opposing team. Just tell me your tactics, mate.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
And Robin would have to.
But unfortunately, where that comes down, Tez, is when you're a manager like me and you don't really have any tactics, and it's not going to be massively.
That's also good to know. She can just come back going, he's got no tactics, lads.
We're going to kill him.
They got nothing, lads.
Also,
that would be quite encouraging.
There's space jam in it, guys. So
with the lasso of truth, presumably, much less need for VAR. Yeah, did you hit him from behind? Yeah, I did. Sorry, mate. I did it on purpose as well. Lasso of truth is going to eliminate a lot of that sort of didn't he stuff.
Yeah.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah. And Superman is, it's bloody Superman, isn't it?
Superman's bloody Superman.
Superman, isn't it? He can literally just blow the ball towards the goal or away from the goal at any moment.
Can he? I know he's got super blow. Can he super suck? I assume he does, but I don't think he's ever used it.
Yeah, one can only assume.
You can suck the ball towards
I think it's a safe assumption.
Yeah. Surely it's a safe assumption because it's just about lung power, isn't it? If he can blow out that hard, surely he can suck hard.
He's also the same. He's not as fast as Flash, but he's in the category. He's in the conversation.
Yeah.
So speed wise, he's it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Struggle to keep up.
I'm desperately scrabbling here. For some reason, I could say that either one of them is going to be a problem, but they're powerful, they're focused. What Robin's got a thought?
Yeah, I do have a thought. And my thought is, who's seen The Incredibles? Superman's got a cape. I'm just saying that's a potential weakness. And you've seen The Incredibles. Incredibles, people die because of their capes, and Superman, he's got a cape, so I'm worried about that.
Those people want Superman though.
That's a really good point, and it's difficult to argue against. I suppose by the very fact that
if Superman into a propeller, that would be the plane would get downed.
Yeah. I think it's kind of actually evidence of how good he is that he's still alive, despite the fact that he still wears a cape. Survival of the fittest, and that. Yeah, all right.
It's a flex. It's almost like this is me giving you a chance.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So his weakness then. Kryptonite, but very much not the cape. Love it.
Yeah. Hey, if there's an international incident nearby, then his sort of heartstrings and his loyalties might be torn a little bit. But these superheroes don't seem to get paid, I don't think. So maybe he's obviously having to do a football career to get some money. He's going to have to go with the money.
Well, also, before I tell you my strike, I could tell you who my manager is.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
funded. Yeah.
Funded. Also, if Superman's going to dash off, he just needs to give him a look, doesn't he? Like, what?
Oh, that's great. Like a sub-in manager / other player.
Yeah, but if Superman's like, I've got to go dash for an emergency, Batman will give him a look of, I don't think you are, mate.
Oh, right. So, yeah. Okay, is that going to
look? I like that, Matt, you were going for the pure, they're heroes, they'll work together, but Tez is more no.
Batman gave him like, I don't think you are, lad. Get back in there. And he's like, sorry, mate. And he's he's the world's greatest detective, and he's the man with a plan. So even if the first half doesn't go for us, he'll have seen what's happening, and within 50 minutes he'll hatch a plan, and the second half will be ours anyway. I mean, I'm not really worried about the first half, but just in case the first half wasn't to go for us, Batman is the man with the plan that will fix it.
He's a tactician, isn't he? He and analysing weaknesses is absolutely his big deal. And
he's also got Cyborg on the bench as well, just to to provide him with a tactical, just the bigger picture and stuff, and just see what's going on, a bird's eye view of everything what's happening. So he's got Cyborg's like the kind of scout, kind of also a coach, whereas Batman's manager. So I think we're good in that regard.
Yeah, and I guess if you do have an injury, which again, considering the people you've got on the pitch, those are quite good sort of, like player manager. Batman's coming on as a you've got Batman as like last minute backup, which is pretty strong backup, isn't it?
And also the Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, and Shazam. So,
I've got to say, out of all those people, Batman, I love Batman, but he is the shittest person. He's not going to hold up against Superman in a football game, is he? Because he's got no actual power of his own. He's got loads of money,
which is why he's the manager.
Which is why, and I respect that. I think that's a respectful decision. Yeah.
A respectful decision.
A respectful decision. Yeah, you heard.
I think he could hold his own because he's Batman.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
just based on that, he's Batman.
That is how the press conferences would go. So, Batman, do you think you have a fair chance in the second half? I mean, what do you have going for you? I'm Batman. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we hadn't considered that. Sorry.
Can we quote you on that? Yeah.
And then finally, my star striker.
Yeah.
The Flash.
I love the way that you said it, almost like, I'm sorry, Robin, but it's the Flash.
The Flash, the man who can literally turn back time if things are going wrong.
Oh, that is handy.
Yeah, that's useful, that is.
Literally unstoppable, because he's faster than anything that's ever existed, including in the Marvel universe, which is where a lot of these Greek myths live.
Stop baiting me on the Marvel thing, Tez. But,
sorry.
Right. The Flash, so how fast is he? Do we have a number on that? Like, what's the...
He can turn back time fast. That's pretty fast, isn't it?
Yeah, so you explained earlier that in one storyline... does he literally run backwards, or can he just run faster than time travels? Is that the situation?
Yeah, he uses something called the Speed Force. And once he enters the Speed Force, he can then manipulate time and come out at another point in time, and also cross parallel universes. He can also, the whole multiverse thing, he does it through the Speed Force.
Hold on. So what you're saying is that if you're losing the game that the Flash is playing at the moment, let's say that by some miracle I am actually 2-0 up and it's coming to, he can just run to a different game where you're winning and be like, well, we won.
Yeah, or just run back in time and just be like, listen, they're gonna do this, so maybe Green Arrow's not the best because he's susceptible to yellow, and there's a yellow ball now because it's snowing. Because of the snow, they're using a yellow ball. So maybe swap Aquaman and Green Lantern around. Yeah, or maybe put the Martian Manhunter in goal, because the Martian Manhunter can change into anyone and he can just turn into Manuel Neuer. Maybe. So.
Very nice. Hey, I've just Googled the Flash on one website, because it's different speed on everyone, is 2,532 miles per hour, or Mach 3.3. So
I mean, he is pretty fast. And in the Flashpoint Paradox, he went back in time to save his mum, so his mum stayed alive, but in doing that, he changed everything. So Bruce Wayne died instead of Thomas Wayne, so Thomas Wayne becomes Batman. Superman gets captured by the army and he's in an underground bunker, so he never saw the yellow sun, so he never got his powers. Wonder Woman and Aquaman go at war. Harley Quinn and all those guys become good guys, and so then he has to run back in time again and let his mum die.
Wow, you can go too fast. For example, the other website, the next one in the list, says he can go 13 trillion times the speed of light, which I think is faster than 2,000 miles an hour. So that would have been, that's the one where you should, the 13 trillion times one, that's the one where you start messing.
And I haven't said if it's Barry Allen or Wally West. I'm going Wally West.
Okay.
Wally West, he's the younger version.
Yeah,
right?
he's Barry's nephew and faster.
Faster, well, there you go.
Even faster, like you didn't need.
He's faster than Barry Allen.
I love it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm desperately looking for reasons that this isn't going to work out for you, Tez. But he's the fastest man alive, isn't he?
I mean, if he ever got caught offside, it would be like what? Also, good luck to the linesman that spots that. Also, there are no offsides in five-a-side anyway, so it's a moot point. But the point is that he's great.
I mean,
he's amazing.
You've given very good reasons all round. I really finding it hard to give apart from. I have just done a quick Google as we've been chatting here. Now, you said that Green Lantern, and I said, is he weak to yellow? And he is.
What do you mean?
Modern lanterns have a weakness towards anything that is yellow. That's what it says, due to a yellow impurity in the main battery on OA that gives the rings their power.
Excuse me while I buy some morph suits.
Any thoughts on this?
Is it weakens him? It doesn't just make him normal.
Yeah.
Like he just weakened a bit.
It doesn't kill him.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure Batman will give him some glasses that take out the yellow vision thing.
That is the answer to that.
That is
problem.
a really good.
That is what Batman would do, innit? Batman would be like, here's some glasses I made earlier. Wear these.
Yeah, if you're going old school Adam West Batman, he would always, before going on a mission, not knowing what was going to happen on the mission, but he's like, I'm going to bring my Arctic wrist gun just in case. And sure enough, he'd end up in a fridge and need to Arctic out of it. Similarly, Batman would just sort of know, I think we should definitely bring some sunglasses that block out yellow. I just have a feeling it'll come in use. It's perfect. He seems to premonite needing things.
Yeah.
Premonite is a word, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having researched it a bit more, it seems like the ring can't affect yellow stuff. So he can't blast yellow things. But seeing as he's the goalkeeper and you're home, so you get to decide what ball we're using.
I
think it's fine. I think you're going to be all right.
A non-kryptonite white ball, please.
Non-kryptonite white ball. Specifics are important, people. Specifics are important. Tez, you've got quite the full bench there. You've already mentioned. Anything else that you want to say about your team? Anything we should know about tactics or about anything else you want to tell us about this DC Legends?
I mean, they've worked together for a long time, so they're a well-oiled machine. They've got great chemistry. They get the job done by any means necessary. They've got an amazing moral character as well as strength. So, I really, really think that they would do an amazing job as a football team working together.
That's nice. I bet they're already on the same WhatsApp group.
Yes, and they also have a lot of style, and they're also very stylish as well. They get things done in style.
Yeah.
So I imagine there'll be a lot of pep style. Pass.
Red carpet events, player of the season award, they're going to look good turning up, aren't they?
Superman passing it to himself just because it looks cool from 100 yards.
A bit of showman. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, for obvious reasons, it's one of the strongest teams that anyone has ever fielded in Fantasy 5. So, Tez, just give us a quick rundown of your Fantasy 5.
Goalkeeper, Green Lantern. Defender, Aquaman. 2 midfielders, Wonder Woman and Superman. And my star striker, The Flash. Managed by The Batman. And on the bench, I've got the Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, Shazam, and Cyborg, who doubles as my scout and coach. Because he was a former athlete, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, and the black canary, because we need a fifth.
Oh, we just chuck it.
the black canary.
Pile them on. Keep going. Amazing stuff. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with Robin's team. Good luck, mate.
A podcast from producerpaul.co.uk.
Welcome back, and we are here to discuss Robin's Greek mythology team. What you got, buddy?
I've done it, mate. I've finally done it. This is outrageous. Tom, to be honest, mate, I think I've finally done it. I think I've finally come up with a team that is going to win. I genuinely believe that I've done it. I'm going to start, right, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm not going to go for the yellow tactic. I know we mentioned yellow kits. I'm not going to do that. I've got Greek mythology, so of course all of my 100% of my team are going to be completely naked with weirdly specifically designed pubic hair, because every single statue I've seen online is like really specific about the pubes. Okay, so that's going to be the thing that you need to know mainly.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm also gonna sort of just rip the plaster off and tell you that Zeus has not made the cut. He is the big name that I have left off on the bench, and he's not even on the bench. He's not in the pitch, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Tez hit the nail on the head. He is a famous shagger. The only person, as far as I'm concerned, that shags more is Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's too busy shagging to come to training. He's like dad or uncle or brother of everyone, and I just couldn't do it. So I have decided.
It did try to shag Wonder Woman, and that's his daughter.
Disgusting. He's constantly shagging his kids, his aunt. He's gone. He's not welcome on my team. He does not share the values that we share at Greek Olympic Chaos. Yeah, I'm going to call it that. Greek Olympic Chaos. That's the name of the team. Don't worry about it. So let's start in my attacking midfield.
Wait, like Olympiakos, the Greek team? Is that what you've done?
Yeah, but I've called it Olympic Chaos because I didn't know that. Right, we're going to start with. I'm going to start with my attacking. So what I'm doing is I have got one person up front. Okay, it's an attacking midfielder. I wanted quite a flexible team structure here. So my attacking midfielder is Hermes. Now, the interesting thing about my team is I feel like every single person that Tez has gone for, I have got an exact counter-argument for why mine is better. Go for it, Tez.
Point of, in my experience, Hermes do not deliver.
It's a really fair point. I
just want to say that.
Yeah, I've said, though, a good thing about having Hermes up front is that what he's going to do is if you ever do let in a goal, though, he's going to really cuttingly sort of throw a slip of blue card to the goalie, which says, sorry, we missed you. We'll redeliver at another time. Such a slam. Such a slam. But Matt, you said that the Flash can run at 3.3 Mach 3.3, 2,000 miles an hour. Well, shove it up your ass, because I Googled it, and Hermes can run at 4.6. So
sure, but then I found you can go at 13 trillion times the speed of light.
Well, that's what we opened with. So he's quick.
I mean, I've gone with that one, the second one.
All right,
that
fair.
was my
it's
Flash.
Fair. It's fair. He's quite quick, right? Hermes is the ancient Greek god, so he's a god to start with. So all the powers. So I found online that the typical powers of Olympian are superhuman strength, durability, stamina, agility, and reflexes. They're also all immortal. This is just everyone on my team. That's without even going into why they're particularly good. Okay, so they just all have that. Take that as read. Something that Hermes can do. So
interesting question.
Sorry, that was my Siri. 1 second.
getting heckled by your own technology, man.
So, something that Hermes can do is he can put people to sleep just whenever he wants. Like, you're just walking around, bang, you're asleep. And the reason he can do this is he can deliver messages in your sleep. So we've got We've got Wonder Woman. She's running down the flank. She's having a great time. And then suddenly she's asleep, and Hermes is just there, and he just goes, bad news, your dad's dead. What are you going to do about it? You're going to wake up, and you're not going to be good. You're not going to be in a good place. Imagine Superman. Superman's flying down the wing. He's asleep. A little message appears in his head. You're a dickhead, Superman. What? He's fallen asleep, and by that point, Hermes has nicked the ball and it's off. So what are you going to do about that?
That's crazy power. Does he have to physically touch someone to make him sleep, or use a magic wind?
Absolutely nothing.
And now they're asleep.
They're asleep. He's the god of sleep. So he is the ancient Greek god of trade, wealth, luck, he's always lucky. So any near misses, they're going his way. He's always lucky. Fertility, animal husbandry, sleep, language, thieves, and travel, right? He's fast, he can make you sleep, he can travel well, he can husband some animals.
Well.
Yeah.
He's good chat on the bus.
Yeah. So I think that's a great start. That's my attacking midfielder.
Do you think the animal husbandry is going to come in useful? Especially, if Aquaman's talking to fish.
Well, exactly. I actually did think about having Cerberus, who's the three-headed dog of Hades. He's like the guarder of the underworld. I thought about having Cerberus on my team, but last week, anyone who was listening, my dog's team, it was a massacre. They just all got run over by a bus, and I just couldn't. the PTSD is still too much, so I'm not going there. Yeah. So
also, didn't the Harry Potter kids defeat a three-headed dog?
Well, that was the actual specific dog that was on my dog's team. Yeah. And it died, Tez. Full disclosure, I didn't have a good match. It was not a good game for me. Yeah. Also, Hermes killed a giant. Like, he's cool. He's a cool dude. So basically, I feel like Hermes is the perfect answer to the Flash. He's probably the only being in the history of the world who has even a hope of keeping up with the Flash. And if he can't keep up with him, he can just make him sleep. Pretty good.
Wasn't there like another Greek god, though? Like Iris. Wasn't she even quicker than Hermes?
I didn't come across Iris in my research. Okay. She's definitely not one of the 12 Olympians.
No, I think she's like the daughter of someone.
Sure,
I think she had the whole thing where she could never be caught. Or something like that.
Mate, let me tell you, the Greek gods just shag all day long. That's what they do. They shag, they kill stuff. That's all they do. That's what the research turned out. So let's move back then. We're going to go back one more into my main midfielder. So Hermes has got sort of like a bit of a floating role because he's so speedy. He can kind of be anywhere. But in the midfield, I've gone for, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, but I think it's pronounced Dionysus. It also could be Dionysus. He is the god of winemaking, grape cultivation, fertility. So far, so useless. But here we go. Ritual madness, theatre, and religious ecstasy, right? So much going on here with Dionysus. He's the son of Zeus. Really fun thing about this is he's the son of Zeus and another demigod. And out of jealousy, when he was born, Zeus had to prove Dionysus' mother's divinity to his wife Hera, right? To prove that Dionysus was, in actual fact, a god. So Zeus was like, yeah, I can do that. Dionysus' mum's a god. So he threw loads of lightning balls at her, and she died. She real died. So so Zeus saved his son, his godly son, by sewing him up in his own thigh until he reached maturity, so that Dionysus was born twice. Pretty cool. Just cool bit of story. There's nothing to do with my football.
How does that help him against Superman?
That's what I want to know.
Well, it doesn't. That's just cool. I'll tell you how it helps.
Or Wonder Woman. Because Wonder Woman's... That's his half-sister there.
It is. But listen, famously, they're not very loyal to their half-siblings in Greek myth. They don't give a shit,
I get that. But in fiction, sisters always trump brothers.
That's true. But I take your sisters always beat brothers, and I raise you chaos manipulation and madness inducement. So Dionysus' thing is he can make you insane. So it's great. Green Lantern's producing a wall, except suddenly Dionysus makes him insane, and he's, instead of imagining a wall, he's imagining, I don't know, a salamander wearing wellies or something. And you're insane.
As long as it's big enough.
That's a good point. But yeah, so he can just make you insane all the time. The other thing he can do, which I think is incredible, is he can just cause illusions. So a bit like, and actually the Green Lantern has got him pegged on this, but he can just create illusions. So like suddenly there's 12 Dionysus. You don't know which one the real one is. He's everywhere. Okay. He can
the
possess.
One that smells of thigh.
Yeah, smells of thigh and wine. He can possess anything. So he's one of the few beings that can possess celestial beings and gods and stuff. So he can possess any of the opposing team. He can just slide into their brain and suddenly they're ours. Amazing. Also,
that's a good tactic.
That's good.
You've taken Superman. That's a
we'll have him.
Isn't it?
We'll have him. Also, fun thing about his followers. So rites in his honor were lavish festival orgies. So half time, right? Dionysus is going to have a good half time, guys. He can also manipulate alcohol. So your team is going to be possessed. They're going to be mad and they're going to be smashed. Fight that. Do you know what I mean?
As the god of wine, are you not a bit worried that he's gonna be unreliable? He's gonna be a drinker.
Well, he was famously a very hedonistic god, but he's the god of wine and also wine making. And you don't get high on your own supply, do you?
But it sounds like he does.
Yeah, maybe
Sounds
he
like
does.
he very much does.
But do you know what? I don't think it really matters. Like, his main techniques are the madness, possession, and he can do that smashed. You can do that smashed.
What if he possesses his own teammate because he's so smashed, though?
Yeah.
That is certainly a risk. That is a risk factor that I hadn't considered.
It's the sort of thing you would do, isn't it? Like, oh, I'm going to possess Dave the God.
Dave the god.
Yeah, it's true.
And Dave's like, not me, them. And he's like, no.
He can shapeshift. Now, we've had loads of shapeshifters on Fantasy 5. It never actually works as well as you'd hope, but he can shapeshift into any animal, but he's here for the orgies and the madness, really.
Good pick. Nicely different tactic, I'd say. You know,
Yeah.
the possession's a smart move, I think.
There's also danger if he shapeshifts into an animal, he'll bang himself. Or was that herpes? Which one bangs animals?
I like the idea that well, you said it's herpes, and that's a great name for a god.
Sorry. Which one?
Yeah. Well, it's animal husbandry, but that's more farming. But yeah, he might shag it. Who knows?
Wait, what? Animal husbandry doesn't mean shagging animals.
No, it's very much like farming.
I thought that's what it meant.
It's more like that
proper
looking
title.
after animals, like people who look after horses. They're like a.
You know that whole, like, thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's ox? That means don't shag your neighbour's ox.
No, it means don't be jealous of your neighbour who has an ox.
I really have misunderstood a lot of things.
Now that Matt knows this, he's got some oxes to shag. This is all fine.
Or unshag.
Or, yeah.
I gotta get some Flash running back in time done.
Let's move on to your next pick.
Well, let's move back. We're going to go back into defense, okay? Yeah. So one of my two defenders, it's going to be another god, an Olympian god. It's Demeter. Now, Demeter is the goddess of the earth and the harvest, okay? Now, she has the ability to transform anything into plants. Anything at all. Plants. So that means that the very grass is going to be playing against the DC team. So she can control. So basically, she can manipulate all plants. She can control the weather, which I'm going to come to. She can create or summon clear sky, rail, hail, snow, thunderstorms, things like that. So she can do some of the stuff Zeus can do. And she can use pheromones to make people and gods do different things, such as heal faster. She can inspire battle rage. She can curse someone with lust, which is going to be pretty tricky when there's a big orgy going on. What are you going to do? You're all cursed with lust.
That means you get them horned up.
You get them real horned up and shagging oxes, left, right, and centre.
Wow.
I found a couple of cool, fun things about it. On her Wikipedia page, it just says, Demeter is somewhat fussy, so that's a bit of a downside. She nags her daughter constantly about marrying Hades, and the next sentence is my favourite. She has a very high opinion of farming and cereal. So see where the sponsorship deals are coming from.
I feel like Batman to the side going, I love me some Frosties.
So the where the technique here is going to come is obviously Tez mentioned about Aquaman, or as I call him, poor man's Poseidon, is going to be summoning a tidal wave. Doesn't matter because Demeter can just freeze it before it's anywhere near a problem. That is a frozen tidal wave.
That sounds really useful in front of my goal, though.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
But she can manipulate it, so she could drill a little hole in it. So she can control all the weather and stuff pretty good. I just think that the main event though is the fact that the grass is going to be playing for us. That's really cool.
Sure.
I'm gonna roleplay Batman for a second. Hey, Poison Ivy. We just need to come down to the match and control this grass. Thank you, bye. Poison Ivy, mate.
That'll happen.
That'll happen, but I would argue that a god's top. A god is above a botanist.
Have you seen how hot she is, though?
Well, no, but I have seen a naked statue of Demeter, and let me tell you, she has got some detailed pubis.
Is it Demeter? I thought it was Demeter.
It could be Demeter. It's spelled Demeter. I've been pronouncing it Demeter. I don't know. It's Greek.
I suppose if she runs out of energy, you can always put some money in Demeter.
There we go. Yeah, could do.
Something in it. It's good.
That's one of the things. So that's another one of my defense. I have somebody. Well, as far as you're concerned, Tez, and everybody watching at home, that's it. I've only got 3 outfield players and then a goalie. Except I bloody don't, because I've got in defense. I've got Hades. Hades.
Who's your goalie?
Well, I'm going to come to my goalie last for reasons, but I also have Hades in defense. You don't know this, though, because Hades translates as the unseen, and he has an accessory which we've got. You're allowed accessories on Fantasy 5. It's called the Helm of Hades, and I'm going to quote exactly what it does. It renders him invisible to other supernatural beings.
Right.
So wherever he wants to be, and also everyone, like, it's not just supernatural beings, everyone. That's how he sneaks in and he kills people, like, he gets claimed souls and stuff. He's invisible. So he's just going to be running around. He's basically going to be wherever he wants to be. The reason he's going to start in defense is he's a defensive-minded player. You know, he's very good at defending, both keeping souls in the underworld and souls of the living out of the underworld. He's the god of the underworld, right?
Sure.
Hades. Helm of Hades, invisible.
Yeah, invisible. That's useful for, obviously, the opposition not seeing you. Bit of a tricky one to pass to.
Yeah, and also Superman can't Superman see everything apart from lead?
Yes. Your heat and stuff like that.
And Superman's not a supernatural being.
Is he not?
Just a top egg, isn't he?
Fair enough.
No, he's not a supernatural being. He's a man from Krypton, isn't it?
Yeah, he's just a guy from another planet.
Well, I'll leave this up to the rest then, because the official definition of the Helm of Hades is invisible to all beings, including supernatural beings, other supernatural beings other than himself.
I mean, all beings is quite conclusive, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're right, Matt. He's not actually there for the passing game, to be honest. He's just roaming. He can go wherever he wants, and if there's a dead ball, he's going to be on it because he's our dead ball specialist. Hades, dead ball specialist. Dead. Pretty good stuff. God of the Underworld, Hades. That is definitely my biggest pick, and for the reason that he is probably just the most senior god going, I am going to make him my captain.
Okay. Are you not worried that he's sort of a bad guy, you know?
Well, no, there aren't really bad guys in Greek mythology as such. Him and Zeus fight all the time, but Zeus fights with fucking everybody. That's part of the reason Zeus isn't in there. They're constantly killing each other and beating each other up and fighting. Right. He was a god that induced a lot of terror in people, you know, in the ancient Greeks and stuff. They very rarely spoke his name, and they wouldn't depict him in art and things like that because, dead, scary, innit? But he's not. You know, at his core, he's not evil. He's one of the main three: Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades overthrew the Titan King, their dad, to become, and that's why he's got the. But he's often quite pissed off that he's in the underworld, so I think he'll quite like game day because he just gets a day out. You know, like it's like going to the zoo, isn't it? It's just kind of nice for him.
I feel like maybe he might cut class then and just go out and go to a zoo.
Go to a zoo and just sort of kill some animals to take back with him over the river
Styx. Or just be like, you know what? Why am I spending I've got 90 minutes of freedom. Why am I spending it on this game? I'm going to go Alton Towers.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, we're in Blackburn. It's not far, so
It's not far.
Fair.
Or maybe go see Darwin Tower. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's actually a fair point for all of my guys. Like they're all pretty busy. They got a lot on, which brings me, I think, to my final pick. It's my goalie. In goal, this is the only pick I've gone for that isn't a god, an Olympian god, and I'll bear with me while I explain why. My goalie. Now, I think that sometimes as a goalie, you have to make heroic passes. You have to do heroic things. You have to be brave. You have to throw yourself in front of danger. And so I've gone for the person who, quite literally, the book on heroism was written about this guy. It's Odysseus, who is the protagonist of Homer's The Odyssey. You thought I was going to say Hercules, but I didn't. I said Odysseus.
For a second, I thought you were going to go Achilles, and I was like,
no.
We've got a problem here, because I've got Green Arrow on the bench.
Terrible problem, yeah. I did think about Achilles, but no, you can't risk it. Listen, he's a legendary hero. He is the king of Ithaca. He's the main protagonist of the Odyssey. He is famed for his intellect and his cunning. Question mark on what you read, depending on how vicious he is. There is rumours circulating that he might have killed a baby, asked the annex, but I don't know about that. These are rumours at this point. But he's violent, he's uncompromising, he's a leader, he's a warrior. But I think he's physical, right? He's going to be able to get up there, get in, save. Fine. Yeah. That's not why he's here. Oh, another thing he does is he defeats the Cyclops. Pretty cool.
Why is he here?
I'll tell you why he's here. He's here for his accessories.
Oh, you are obsessed with accessories.
Picture this. You turn up to the game, warming up. Amazing, lovely time. There's Odysseus, he's practicing his reflex savers. Hades, you can't see him. Demeter, just sort of growing some grass. Lovely, lovely. But what's that over there by the corner flag? What is it? Is that...
What is
that
it?
20... Is it a 23-foot wooden horse? That'd be all right. There's nothing in there. Except there is, because inside are all the remaining gods of Olympia. Oh my god, what's in there? It's Artemis, it's Hera, it's Poseidon, it's Athena, it's Apollo, it's Ares, it's Hephaestus, it's Aphrodite, and potentially Hestia. They're all inside. It's a Trojan horse. What are you going to do? If it could fall an entire city full of Trojans, it's going to fall one referee and two linesmen, isn't it? And then I've got all of them.
It's not going to fool Batman.
Doesn't have to fool Batman. As long as the rest don't know, I've got the power of all gods. 12 gods in a horse.
It's good. It's a tricky one, as a person who's supposed to make the kind of ref rulings.
But you don't know. You don't know. You just think, as far as you're concerned, Matt, I've got a wooden horse, a big wooden horse, and it's there as decoration.
Sure, I guess yes, and I wouldn't have known that. However, the second you employ your "let all the gods spill out" tactic, I will then see that you have gone above the one accessory limit, and you'd be red carded.
They're never coming out there, mate. They're never coming out. They don't need to
be used.
They don't need to. No, I can use them. Poseidon can summon a wave from within the horse.
You can't see.
It does. Yeah, of course he can see. There's gaps in the wood.
Well, if there's gaps in the wood for them to see out, there's gaps in the wood for us to see in.
No, because it's dark inside.
I'm Batman on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Green Arrow going, can you just put that arrow on fire and just shoot it at that horse, please, mate?
Mate,
Green Arrow's
that's
like,
absolutely fine.
Green Arrow's like, why would I do that? Like, just go on, mate. Just do that. And so when the horse burns to a crisp, I'm not saying that none of your gods would be unharmed because they're gods, but then, your referee will see them all.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, come on now. Come on.
I believe that, well, first of all, prove it. Prove that we did it. Prove it.
No, but they can't manipulate the match anymore, is the point.
No, that's true. So maybe it's a first quarter technique, but I really do think that having them, apart from Zeus, I should say Zeus isn't in there. He's shagging. He's busy. He's got stuff on. He's trimming his pubes.
The second we see a wave coming out, we'd be like, Aquaman, did you do that? Aquaman would be like, no, I didn't do that. And we'd be like, where's that come from then?
And what's happening while you're having that conversation? Goals. Absolute goals.
I'll tell you what's happening while that conversation's happening. Wonder Woman's got the lasso of truth out, wrapped up bloody Demeter and gone, are there gods in that horse? And she's gone, yeah, there are. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, fair. It's fair. But listen, that's one of the techniques, right? I've got a horse, big horse, but obviously I still do have Odysseus, who defeats Cyclops. He goes into the underworld to find out what's going to happen to him. Hades will be like, yeah, you're going to die this way. And he's like, whatever. He gets back to Ithaca.
How is that useful for saving the Flash's
heroic.
shots?
He's heroic. He's going to be fast. He's got speed. He beat the Cyclops. Now, I'll admit, if
not a football.
No. If I can't have the horse, it does make my pick there a little bit worse, but I stand by the rest of the team. I don't think it's going to matter because Demeter can just build a wall of vines in front of the goal, much like we might have a ball draw here. It might be a 0-0, just no one can score. That's my team.
I mean, there's some impressive choices there, Robin. We'll see how this Trojan horse tactic plays out when we actually go to the match. Yeah. And any final thoughts or comments before we wrap this up?
One final one. I have a trainer, much like Tez does. On my bench is Chiron. Now, for those of you who know Hercules, Chiron is pretty good.
Go on, lads.
Specifically, for those of you who've seen the Hercules film, it's basically the character of Philoctetes. You know, Phil, the Danny DeVito little goat thing. His name is actually Chiron. That's in Greek mythology. Philoctetes was something completely different. But anyway, it's specifically Danny DeVito is that guy in my pick. Okay, it's Danny DeVito in voice and temperament, but he's really good at training heroes, and that's my pick.
That's it. That's all we needed to know. All right, Robin, give us one final run through of your Fantasy 5.
Attacking midfield, it's Hermes. In defence, I've got Demeter and maybe Hades. In goal, I have Odysseus, and back in midfield, I've got Dionysus.
Well, there you go. That is Robin's Fantasy 5. No striker at all, which is an interesting tactic. Let's see how it plays out. We've got the teams. Now we need to hear how our managers feel about their chances in the upcoming match. Let's find out how our managers are feeling. Tez, you've just heard Robin's Greek mythology team. Do you think you're going to win? Is this going to be a tough match? What's the situation?
I mean, obviously, the Olympians come with a lot of experience. And they can be very dangerous opponents. And my tactic is we will not underestimate them, but we'll see how the first half plays out, and then we'll assess at half time and maybe I need to give my guys some helmets to stop them being mind-controlled. Maybe there'll be some special clothing that we take them to just keep their dick in their pants. But we'll overcome, because that's what the Justice League do. And because I'm Batman.
Thank you, Batman. Robin, obviously we just heard from Batman. We've just heard from Batman there, the opposing manager. How do you feel about this upcoming match? Both big teams, surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time in some time, Tom, that I've come away from my picks being like, I got this. Even if my Trojan horse ploy doesn't pay off. Dionysus, Hermes, Hades, Demeter, what are you going to do against gods? Actual gods. I'm gonna win. And I'm not going to tell you what score it's going to be because I'll definitely get it wrong, but I'm going to win.
I overconfidently disagree.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one way to find out, and that is by taking you to kickoff. Welcome to Ewood Park here in rainy Blackburn for this clash of titans. It's DC heroes versus Greek mythology, and it's set to be quite the battle.
The DC Legends team arrived in style earlier today in Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
Whilst the Greek mythology team landed in Apollo's golden chariot. No surprises over which one made for the best photo.
Honestly, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened in Blackburn since... Nope, this is the most exciting thing to happen in Blackburn.
Oddly, the Greek mythology team do seem to have fielded only 4 players, unless that huge wooden horse is being considered a player.
A moment of silence being observed in the stands to honour all of the dead parents of the various superheroes.
The somber moment is being slightly ruined by what sounds like giggling coming from within the wooden horse. This will have to be investigated.
Shut up.
And there's the starting whistle.
Dionysus is celebrating the start of the match with a quick Jaeger bomb, and he has immediately induced madness in the Green Lantern, who now thinks he is a caterpillar.
Due to the power of that ring, has entered a cocoon state.
Hermes takes advantage of the distraction and is in with a goal as quick as a flash, or faster than a flash, depending on which Google search you read.
He's fast.
Dionysus follows up with a Sambuca to celebrate his role in that one.
1-0 after literally seconds of play.
Flash seems to be very offended by all this Google searching and sprints around the world a few times before blasting one past Odysseus.
Man, he's fast.
They're both very fast, Tom. That's pretty much all they do.
Well, it's 1-1 and we are less than a minute into this thing. This could be something quite special.
Green Lantern currently imagining a giant unstoppable wall.
And Demeter just recommending a lovely wisteria that she could conjure up the wall.
Oh, that's a lovely climbing plant that would do well in that south-facing magic wall.
Dionysus now on the sidelines doing a beer bong with a fresher from Blackburn Uni in celebration of that first-minute goal. Superman passes to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman looks to shoot, but she's tackled by nothing.
The ball seems to be dribbling itself up the pitch.
Aquaman summons the waters from Allen House Brook just behind the stadium and floods the pitch with a tidal wave to stop the playerless ball.
Oh, Hades. It's Hades. The wave has knocked his little hat off and the god of the underworld is soaking wet and very much visible.
That little hat is the Helm of Hades.
Was the Helm of Hades as Superman crushes it beneath his rubbery red boots, which technically now are wellies.
Demeter just getting up on a soapbox here, telling everyone about her love of cheery oats, cheery corn, cheery rice and wheat.
Green Lantern listening in and clearly is no longer thinking about a huge unstoppable wall and has now manifested a bowl of Cheerios.
Hermes is there to take advantage again and blast the ball at map 4.5 right through the breakfast snack.
He's a serial killer. That's 2-1 to the Greeks. Still celebrating that first-minute goal, Dionysus is currently playing a game of Edward Winehands with Hercules and Hypnos.
Superman with a quick pass to the Flash. So quick, the ball has melted.
The Flash passes back even faster. Ball just a burnt goo at this stage.
Superman really sending what's left of that ball at a stonking pace towards Odysseus. He holds out his hands to catch the ball, but the white-hot gunk just splatters between his fingers and into the net.
And indeed, through the net.
That is 2-2. Superman and Flash go for a victory high five, but it messes up somehow.
No worries, the Flash is just going to run faster than light to turn back time and try the high five again.
Oh, no, they've messed it up again. Superman's just flying up into space and circling the Earth fast enough to send it back in time, and yes, third time lucky, the high five is right here. There they go.
And that's half-time. Dionysus is back on the pitch for the first time since the first minute, trying to organise the half-time orgy.
Quite a few volunteers, but sadly for Dionysus, he's had a bit too much to drink and is not able to physically take part.
He's having a consolatory mojito served by Alfred the butler and is continuing with the sesh.
The last of the orgy attenders finish off and leave the pitch, giving us space to get going, with the second half after no clean-up whatsoever.
Looks like Camden High Street at 2 a.m. on a Saturday out there.
It certainly does. And finally, the results from the investigation into the wooden horse are in. The referees have realised it is stuffed full with 9 other Olympian gods.
Yes, and as a result... Oh no, it's a red card. Odysseus is sent off for this.
Hades has to go back to protect the goal now, as the 9 Olympians sheepishly return to the team chariot for the remainder of the game. Dionysus is now in the stands playing Ring of Fire and agreeing to go to Glastonbury with his new mates Steve-O and Jackson. Really celebrating still the only thing he's done in this game, in the first minute.
And now he's seen the burger van and is conducting the fans in a chorus of "Eating is cheating," aimed at the poor van owner.
A passing seagull has dropped a sardine that was in its beak.
Aquaman using his powers to command the sardine to attack the opposition, but being met with the reluctant gasps of a dying fish.
It is looking good for this Greek mythology team despite the various setbacks. And Hermes is looking to bag his hat-trick with a rapid run down the left wing.
Oh my god!
Which one?
It's Zeus! Zeus is here! He's furious that he wasn't included and starts raining thunderbolts down on his own team. Hermes takes a blast to the chest and Wonder Woman is there to collect.
Wonder Woman to Superman.
Back to Wonder Woman, who slaps the ball with the blunt edge of the sword of Athena, and it's past Hades and it's in!
Oh, using the blade of Athena has got to sing, because Athena's Hades' niece, actually.
Yeah, it's 3-2 to DC. Meanwhile, Dionysus is currently being ejected from Rendezvous nightclub in nearby Clitheroe for being sick into a pint glass and drinking it on a dare.
Still celebrating that first minute goal. Zeus continues raining down electric death upon his own people, and the Flash and Superman manage to take advantage of the chaos and their ridiculous powers to bag another 11 goals.
Each. And that's full time. DC win 25-2 in what was frankly an outrageous fixture.
Back to you in the studio. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, a win for DC Heroes. Tez, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Oh, it's amazing. It's the best day of my life. Honestly, if my parents could see me now! Mom, I love you! Oh my God. This is for you, Mom and Dad! Mom and Dad! I'm very happy. I'm very happy.
Thank you, Batman, for those thoughtful words post-match. Robin, so, 25-2, it's your worst result so far.
It's anyone's worst result.
Yeah, it's bad. Listen, I think on a different day, this could have been completely different. There are a few things I couldn't have foreseen. I couldn't have foreseen Zeus coming back and blasting everyone with his thundery powers. I just assumed he'd be out shagging, but I suppose all of his family, and therefore all the people he shags, was in a horse at the game, so he had no one to shag, so that would have done it. I also couldn't have foreseen Dionysus getting quite so hung up on the booze, but it happens. I suppose what I'm saying is I'm sad that I lost, but I think that the team has still got merit, maybe just a few tweaks here and there for the next fixture.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you thought of today's teams on social media. We are at Noise Next Door on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. We'd love to hear from you. Tez, where can people find and follow you?
I am at Tez Illays everywhere. And tezillays.com/hello is the links to all my things, including my brand new book that came out a month ago, The Secret Diary of a British Muslim, aged 30 and 3/4, and tickets to my tour, which I'm going on a national tour in the autumn, September to November, and also some sweet merches on there as well, and just links to things that I've done previously.
A huge thank you to our lovely producer, Paul, for making us sound good and bringing Tez into the mix today. Please follow Fantasy 5 on your preferred podcast provider. Give us a 5-star review if that's something you can do. Next week, Matt, it's the last match of the season, the last real game of the Noise Next Door season. What have we got?
It is. It's you and me, and it is the biggest teams you'll ever hear. Biscuits versus cakes.
After the high stakes
Yeah.
DC heroes versus Greek mythology, we're going to biscuits versus cakes. Tez, have you got any thoughts on this matchup before we leave?
Where is the Jaffa playing?
It's going to be such a moment for the ref. By the ref
Oh my
the question
days.
everyone's thinking.
Whose side is the Jaffa on?
We will find out next week. Join us then. We'll see you soon.
If biscuits pick Lotus Biscoff, they're dead to me. So Tory malted milk, hate that biscuit. Hate it.
We will see you for that clearly controversial matchup. It's time for us to hit the showers.
Hermes, what shampoo do you use? It must be good. It's so glossy, curly, and rich.
Hades, the trick is Timothy shampoo and herbal essences conditioner.
Okay, well, what about the hair that isn't your pubes?
Who even cares?